Yesterday, I woke up with this intense fear that okay, people are not finding me interesting enough to watch, people are not finding my content interesting enough to watch, people are not finding my thumbnail interesting enough, and I'm not making thumbnail interesting enough for people to click and watch. I'm not able to grab people's attention. And so I was like, and then I was like, okay, I'm trying to build this, and I'm trying to, put my all eggs of safety, security, finances into this and community and connection, because I want to build connection and like community, safe community for myself and for other people. And like, okay, I want to generate income by doing the good work and in this, and if that is not interesting enough for people to watch. And so I was feeling all that fear, okay, and then I was like, I was on the verge of intense panic, and I was showering, and then I started to ask myself, why would that be so bad if people are not finding me interesting enough, or people are not watching me? So then I was like, okay, it would be bad because then the source of connection, the source of relationships, the source of finances, that like that stability that I feel like, okay, this is my vision and that's how it's gonna happen, through this I'm gonna get all of that, it's gonna be taken away. So I was like, okay, so I am putting my then I was like, okay, and why would that be bad? That if that is not the source of love, connection, security, finances and all of that, what I'm thinking. So then I was like, then I have to find a new way, and it's a change, and it's hard to go through change. Then I was like, okay, so I'm afraid of change, I'm afraid of finding a new way and things like that. Then I was like, and it's hard, I get it, but I can feel that intense grief that comes with letting something go, and I can feel the hardness that comes with making a change. I can feel it. So I wanted to share this with you, to go deep whatever your fear is. And secondly, learn to feel your feelings, to feel the sensations of confusion in your body, to feel the sensations of losing something that you deeply loved and cared for, to feel the sensation like grief. It's hard, and I know I can easily say that, but it's the thing we have to become, and I am learning it with you. We have to become comfortable with, and even if it's not comfortable, we have to become comfortable with doing uncomfortable things. We can teach ourselves that. I also told myself yesterday, like, I can do hard things. I have my life, like going through like trauma, abuse, sexual, verbal, emotional, every day, deep humiliation, and like separation from parents, and like relationships, like such a mess. It was hard, but if I could like get over that, so I can definitely, what am I scared of? I can do hard things. So I just wanted to make this video to like inspire you to become okay with feelings. There is nothing wrong with feeling. Right now also, like, I have been asked to like vacate my home for 2 days, and it can be a small thing for other people, but it's too much for me to lose my like safety and to have like someone else coming living in my privacy and all of that in my like space, and so my privacy can be taken away. So I'm sharing this with you so that like how certain things cannot be disastrous for other people, but can be for you, and you are allowed to feel that. Your feelings are valid, and the more you become okay with feeling things, the more resilient you become, the more you persevere. So feelings are not your enemy, it's not our enemy. And like, because since childhood we were not comfortable, we never saw people being okay with feelings. They either numb it through food, through television, through gossip, through sex, and then we had a lot of distraction, television, sex, pornography, and like all the things. And we started to use like even healthier things. Like, people can exercise a lot in order to avoid feeling their feelings, so I was like, my teacher, she told me like how people can go through accidents and stuff, because so that universe puts them on the bed to sit with their grief, to sit with their pain and all of that they have been avoiding by traveling here and there, by like all sorts of things through sports and all of that. So we gotta dive deep into like grief and accidents. And one time I was feeling this deep resentment because I lost my innocence by going through that abuse. I became like such a harsh person, because when you live in a very dysfunctional environment around dysfunctional people, you become a dysfunctional human. Okay, the unsafety that you feel around your family can literally turn you into a very dysfunctional human. Bipolar disorders and all, they're the root cause beneath these disorders is unsafety around people, and then why was I sharing this? I was talking to you about to feel your feelings, go deep into your fears, and then you can do hard things. And suddenly I'm like, the unsafety with the family. Why did I get here? Why did universe, who is leading this conversation? Like the spirit definitely wants to spirit is doing something. And I'm not sure. I'm like standing in front of the camera, completely like zoned out, lost my train of thought. Whoa. Give me a moment. Please be with me. Send me good energy. Why was I saying that, God? What was my train of thought? Am I wanting to be seen in my tantrum right now? That's why I'm throwing a tantrum? I don't know. But what was I talking about? Why did I start telling about family and unsafety and bipolar disorder? The root cause is unsafety that we feel. What was I trying to say with that? Oh my God, I'm gonna record this video and put it out, even though, because I know in the beginning there was like good message and the vulnerability, people learn from vulnerability, so I was vulnerable. Interesting, very interesting how this video, because when I'm making these videos, I'm like letting the spirit move through me and like express myself, and I think this is very interesting. I have lost my train of thought in previous videos, but I've gotten back to that again. But right now it's different. Just give me one more minute. Let me tune back into it. Yeah. So, we never saw people being comfortable with their feelings. So we do not know that. So as a human, we are not okay with our feelings. And we have created a society which always reflects back to us that there is something wrong with us for feeling what we are feeling. And there is disconnection because of that. Because you can feel certain way, other person is not, and they do not know how to connect with you in your feelings. So that creates a disconnection, and disconnection is hard. And we grew up, that's the trauma, we grew up around people who were not connected to us. Because if I am connected to you, I will not want to shatter your confidence with my words. I will not want to hurt you with my actions. I will not want to go against your well-being, emotional, physical, or any other well-being. I will not want to take advantage of you because I am connected to you. To be connected to another human, meaning that you can feel them and you can honor the feeling. You will feel loved in your relationships when someone like deeply cares about how you feel. Okay, when they are willing to sit with you, brainstorm to find the highest good and win-win outcome. Even if you both want different things, so how can we get it? That is what partnerships are, right? But we never saw this. So we have a very dysfunctional idea about relationships, humans, but we are going to create that. Okay? So first you need to become okay with your feelings, learn how to feel your feelings, learn how to feel the sensations of deep grief, deep sadness, and the loss of your innocence because of the environment that you were living in, because of absent parents or abusive parents. Yeah, learn to feel the sensation, and it's a slow process. You remember when you were learning to write, it was hard to even hold a pencil, and it was a slow process. You remember when you were learning to walk, it was a slow process to even learn to crawl and then stand on your 2 feet, then your first step, and slowly you learned it. And you remember when you were learning to talk, it was hard, it was difficult. Slowly you were learning to, it was a slow process. Same goes with you learning to feel your feelings. It's a slow, gentle, loving process in which you have to, forgive yourself a lot. Sometimes you feel like, okay, you're doing good, you're doing all this work, and you are comfortable with your feelings, and then suddenly a little thing happened, then you're back, find yourself binging. Forgive yourself in that moment. That happened with me last night, because I had to vacate my apartment for 2 days, and I was like, it's all unsure. I'm like, okay, where am I gonna live, how am I gonna eat, because I like to eat at particular time, and it's all that stress. I was like not comfortable with talking, like expressing my needs, like, hey, I need food at this time, and I need my space and all of that. I didn't know, so it was all stressful. And then I was binging again, and then I was like, oh, gotta forgive myself. Yeah. So if you would like to book a one-on-one session with me, link of that is in the description, to learn to move through fear, through anxiety. If you want someone to sit with you in your pain, in your grief, in your, be with you when you're feeling that intense shame. Okay. And so yeah, I'm here for you. Link of that is in the description. Also, I have something very magical for you, which is my magic paintings. When you keep my magic paintings around, so much of good, high vibrational and courageous energy start to flow into your life. I have 4 magic paintings. Number 1, I am safe, I am supported. This painting is for you if you grew up in emotionally abusive home, where you were abused either physically, mentally, sexually, and you felt very alone. You had nobody to talk to, nobody to go to. You were not the center of anyone's world. This painting is going to bring so much of self-loving, good, innocent, it's like magic. This painting is magic. I created this back when in 2021 I went into the same home and the same room where my mother had me lived in when I was in her womb for 9 months. Most of the time she spent in that room, and when I was in it, all the sensations of pain, fear, unsafety, shame that my mom and all the other women in my mother's lineage was feeling, I could feel that, and what I felt in her womb. Okay, and those sensations became alive, and I feel deep powerlessness, but I alchemize it into power, into safety, into support, and that was such a magical wow, I'm feeling goosebumps in my body right now, because this painting is real magic. Okay, so definitely check it out. The other 2 paintings are taking a leap of faith on myself, and I owe nothing to anybody. These 2 paintings are going to be making you unapologetic, brave, confident, courageous. When I channel this one, I'm unapologetic, I owe nothing to anybody. I made a move that no women in my family made. I like moved to like mountains, and I was like, I was not sure. I was so unsure about that move, and I did not tell my parents, and it was such a courageous step. But I was like, whoa, where did this courage come from? And because I was channeling this painting, and at that time I did not know like what was happening. But when I started to look back, I was like, whoa, these paintings are beyond what I was like. Okay, no, they're like super magical. And this one, taking a leap of faith on myself, when I created that, it like I went all in on my passion. I started to wear what I like. I started to show up on social media in a much more empowered and like in a very authentic way. Earlier, I wanted to create like a good girl image and everything, because I thought, okay, if I share who I am, people are definitely not going to be interested and things like that. But then I was like, who cares? I'd rather have like I want to build something solid. So I need to be authentic, and authenticity, if it requires courage or whatever, I'm going to have it. And this painting is going to bring that in your life. These two paintings are super powerful if you want to feel confident, courageous, brave, unapologetic. And then there's this another one, God's ease, God's peace, God's goodness, God's prosperity effortlessly flowing in every area of my life. This painting I channeled when I was going through a house move, and I told God like, okay, I do not want to take any efforts. You will get me without any efforts everything that I need. And it happened. Like, my current landlord found me, and they texted me like, hey, if you're ever looking for a space, we have it. And then I was like, hey, like, I am looking for it. How did that happen? It felt like a magic move. And I remember them like 2 years ago, when I was talking to them, they said we are not okay with dog. But now when they texted me that we are okay with dog, it all felt very synchronistic. And right now also, as I'm going through this stress, of course I'm stressed, but I have this deep faith that God's gonna take care. And so this painting is about having all of your needs met so powerfully and always, that you are able to give back more. And when I channel this painting, of course all the magical synchronistic, my needs were met. But what started to happen was that I'm able to give more. I am able to give, like, share everything that I know that helped me, that is helping me through, like, moving through the fear, the anxiety, the worries, the abuse, the pain, the trauma, and stepping into my most confident, secure, unapologetic, bold, prosperous self. So I'm like able to give it more. That's how I'm able to create so much of content and so much of that, because these paintings are super magical, like super powerful. Wow, I am also realizing it, like how powerful they are. They're like some magic, some like really, really, really magic. I have 2 of them, like they are different. I'm not selling them, but yeah. Oh, and there is this another one I have, which says there is no energy stronger than me. Wow. So link of them also is in my description. Definitely you can have a conversation with me through my email if you want to if you want me to make a magic painting, customize magical frequency for you. So that would be amazing. I would love to do that. Link of that is in my description.